This video is sponsored by Instant Gaming. Get cheap game time as well as other Warcraft products at affordable prices. Click the link in the description below to check it out. Hello guys, this is Doran's Movies, and today I will be talking about the Orcs and how powerful they are. Briefly covering their history and then focusing on the race characteristics, culture and achievements. So without further ado, let's get into the lore. The Orcs are one of the oldest races on the planet of Draenor. Ages ago, the Titan Agramar created a stone giant to battle the wild plant life. From this giant, many others were created. The Colossals, Magnaron, Gron, Ogron. Eventually, these Ogron would transform into ogres, and from the ogres, the Orcs would finally be created. They were much smaller and weaker than their predecessors, but to make up for it, they possessed significant intellect as well as a sense of community. Through these two qualities, they stuck together and survived for thousands of years on the very harsh planet of Draenor. Eventually, the ogres would revolt against the Ogron masters, and the orcs would leave their underground caves, forming permanent settlements on the surface. The population exploded to the point that they could barely feed themselves. They would subsequently split into clans and spread themselves all over the continent. This led to the rise of the Orcish culture, shamanism, and all the various rituals. Despite the spread of the Orcs at the time, the Ogre Empire still ruled most of Draenor. They clashed now and then, but only after the Ogres attacked the Throne of Elements, which was sacred to the Orcs, would the Orcs unite and start an all-out war with the Gorian Empire. Ultimately, the Orcs overwhelmed and defeated the Ogres. They began to seize their land and would become the most dominant race on Draenor, all until the Draenei had arrived. For a while they were in a good or more neutral relationship with the alien race, but when the Burning Legion had manipulated them, most of the Orcs had united under the banner of the Horde, and they had nearly obliterated the entire race. Subsequently, they drank demonic blood and became servants of the Burning Legion, gladly following their mission of invading Azeroth. This led to multiple wars, which were very successful for the Orcs initially, but in the end they had been betrayed, broken, and lost. The Orcs that survived were rounded up into interminate camps, and for years their power would diminish. At some point, Troll, the son of Duratan of the Frostwolf clan, would arise, and together with Grom Hellscream they would free the race, set sail to Kalimdor, and form the new Horde, the one that we have today. After founding Orgrimmar and uniting with many races such as the Trolls, the Tauren, the Blood Elves, the Forsaken, the Orcs now found their new home in Durotar and the surrounding areas. After much conflict, political strife, civil wars and invasions, the Orcs are still present, continuing the tradition of their ancestors. So, with this very quick history covered, what are some of the characteristics of this race? Appearance-wise, Orcs are very iconic. The male average height is around 7 feet, ranging from 6 feet 6 to over 8 feet tall, while the females are around 6 foot 5. They are very muscular and currently one of the physically strongest playable races. It is uncertain how much of their strength is genetic and how much of it is due to their very harsh childhood and warrior culture. Regardless, it is noted that Orcs are genetically very muscular. This is further proven by the fact that they are descendants of ogres, who in turn are very big and very powerful. Essentially being Titan in origin, the Orcs possess natural bloodlust, which makes them lose their sense of pain as well as rationality in the midst of combat. It is a very powerful ability and, if not controlled, very dangerous as well. This was severely exploited by the Demon Blood, but even without it, the natural ability is still extremely potent. A lot of strength as well as bloodlust depends on the Orcish clans, so warrior clans such as Warsong or Blackrock possess more of these qualities compared to the shamanistic ones such as the Shadow Moon. Still, genetically, regardless of the clan, the Orcs make excellent warriors, and since they're all essentially raised as hunters, even the spellcasters possess physical abilities and strength. They began weapon training at the age of 6, and by the age of 12, they had already participated in hunting parties. In terms of culture, orcs are very traditional, bound by a strong sense of honor and morality. This morality is of course different than the human one, but events such as Magora, a duel to the death, shows how valuable honor and integrity is to the orcish people. They all respect strength, and usually the most powerful of the orcs is their leader, which means that he can get challenged to a Magora quite often. Shamanism is a cornerstone of their society, and shamans are greatly respected. The elements have helped orcs on many occasions, such as defeating the Ogre Empire, and therefore, much like other races, they have great respect for Mother Nature. In terms of companions, the orcs used to tame wolves and use them in battle, as well as mounts. Today, they still utilize them, together with many other beasts such as the wyvern and the kodos. Orcs have been on all sides of history, from servants of the Burning Legion to helping save planets. Still, they are some of the most powerful characters in the universe. Particularly Gul'dan was one of the strongest warlocks of all time. Ner'zhul was a powerful spellcaster as well as the first Lich King. Then you have very powerful warriors such as Grom Hellscream, Blackhand, Orgrim Doomhammer, Broxigar and Varrock Saurfang, as well as Garrosh. Following them, there are the shamans such as Rek'Thar and Troll that essentially saved Azeroth on multiple occasions. So there are definitely many significant characters that greatly impacted not only the history of Azeroth, but of the entire universe. At certain points, orcs were some of the most powerful forces around, with the Horde dominating Draenor as well as Azeroth during the initial invasion. Currently, the orcs are at the head of the new Horde, one of the most powerful factions on Azeroth. With their rich history, culture, genetics, as well as tradition, the orcs make excellent warriors, as well as shamans and other various types of spellcasters. Their war culture keeps them strong and makes them persevere to this day despite all the odds, invasions, and the constant strife. Alright, and that is all I have for this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, as it really helps out and keeps all the content going. Thanks a lot for taking time out of the day to watch this video, and see you next time.